Hey campers! How you guys, and welcome back to the one and only, the best, the ultimate Camp Insomnia.
Hello. Welcome back. I like that. Actually, that was a really good intro. That was good.
Yeah, I got to bring the energy.
I love it.
But welcome back, campers, to Camp Insomnia. I am your head camp counselor, Zach.
And I am your head camp counselor, Devon. Hello. Sorry, you're still getting sickly me on this day.
Ooh. And we are here to tell you spooky tales, the paranormal and true crime.
See.
And if you're new here, welcome to camp. And what a fun-ass entrance to come in on. So, welcome.
You brought the energy, and I'm about to drain it. I am sorry.
Yeah, that's why, I think that's why I brought the energy so high, because I know Dev keeps saying, Zach, mentally prepare for yourself for this. Zach, girl, you're gonna need it. I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad. Apparently, it's gonna be that bad.
It will be.
So, campers, let's get hyped.
Oh my god! Oh god!
do that air horn noise. The air horn.
Oh yikes! Yeah. All right. Well, at least I appreciate it for right now.
Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. You and the campers are very welcome. I have no updates besides me. I had dinner while waiting for you to do your stuff downstairs, and I had myself a carnitas burrito and a barbacoa quesadilla.
Oh, I am jealous. I want some birria now.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Although it was Canadian, so I don't know how Mexican it really was, but it was good. Different spices, but it was good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out, what Canadian Mexican food is going to be soon.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But at least it was good, though. Just a little different.
Yeah, a little different. It was pretty bomb, though. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah, I have no news, so I guess so.
All right. So, campers, let's keep up this energy.
Oh my God.
Let's gather around the campfire.
Let me just bring you down real quick. Yes. Go ahead and cuddle up. Grab a blankie, please, for this one. And tip for camp. Let's see. Ooh. Appreciate and love every moment you have with people, because you never know when that could be gone.
Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're going there.
Oh my God, what the hell are we... okay.
Are you ready?
Sure. Yes. I mean...
Oh no.
I am excited. All right,
So,
let's crack into it.
We're coming up on its almost 10-year anniversary, so that's why I wanted to start talking about this.
Oh my goodness, okay.
I'm going to talk about something that's going to hit close to home, and something that you're going to remember as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm scared now.
I'm going to talk about the Seal Beach Massacre.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. We're gonna get into
real
this
close
one.
to home. Holy crap.
It is. The reason why, for campers, if you don't know, it's close to home, because it's literally close to home.
Yeah, like we grew up right next to it, and you live right next to it.
Exactly.
I mean, no, you don't. I don't want to coordinate you, so you live far away from Seal Beach.
Yes. So, I mean, let's see. That happened. I remember a lot of that time very perfectly. So, but we'll get into it later. Well, let's get into a little bit. Let's get into some background, some history, But yeah, that's why I just wanted to give you some forewarning. That's why I said it was going to hit a little bit close to home.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, the massacre was a shooting held in Seal Beach, California. It took place in October of 2011 at Salon Meritage, which was a popular little salon that locals and beachgoers really loved going to, and it had been around for quite a while, from what I remember.
Yeah.
It was known as actually the worst massacre in Orange County history, since the other worst massacre was the Fullerton Massacre in 1976, in which only 7 people were killed. So it had been some time.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, some time before a huge massacre were to take place, which I don't think should be any kind of great news. Oh, this one was worse than the last one, I guess.
Yeah, and now it's really down known as the worst one in history for Seal Beach. Or I'm sorry, for OC.
OC, Orange County.
Yeah, and I mean even so, before that, like before the Seal Beach massacre, there had only been one murder within that 4 years. So nothing really goes on.
Yeah, no, not a lot of crime or death happening in Seal Beach.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, as we know, but we'll tell them, you know, Seal Beach is known to be a pretty quiet and small, relatively safe, like relaxed little beach town, you know?
The beach town, yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. It's a small beach town, and it's very family.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Like you and I have gone to Seal Beach a couple times, you know, and hung out there. It's just super quiet, super cute. It has its own little main street area with shops, you know. Yeah. It's super nice.
I mean, and to get on an even sadder note, my aunt, when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, she would visit a bench at that beach next to the pier, and she even has her name carved into the bench that we did. Not supposed to do that, but we did it anyway. And she sat there on her couple days before she had passed of cancer, and all she wanted to do was sit there, close her eyes, and listen to the ocean. So yeah, it has a special meaning for me. Like, I visited plenty of times because my aunt, you know, loves that spot. So
exactly, and it's, you know, I can understand why she would want to go there. It's such a beautiful, quiet spot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, who could do such this, you know, horrific thing, and why? This was such a crazy event in our own hometown. It was like, why, like, how could this even happen?
Yeah.
Literally, how?
Yeah.
Well, the perpetrator was 41-year-old Scott Durake. He was a tugboat operator and a fisherman captain. He was married to Michelle Fournier, I think. Sorry, I apologize if I'm pronouncing her last name wrong. And they had one son together. Alongside being a mother and wife, Michelle worked actually as one of the hairstylists at Salon Meritage.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just go my script.
turn your page.
I'm still old school.
No, you're good.
Before the massacre, friends and neighbors really described Scott as a very loving father, caring friend, very forthright, and just overall a great guy. You know, he's one of those guys that you can really trust as your neighbor and, like, hang out with, have a good time with, maybe have a beer with, you know, nothing out of the ordinary kind of thing. But I don't think people really saw what was going on behind closed doors between him and his wife, Michelle. And that's usually where we start seeing things arise with these kind of...
Yeah, that's usually what happens anyway. Oh, they were so good, they were so nice. I didn't know that he was beating his wife behind closed doors.
Exactly. And funny that you mentioned that, because Michelle did claim that he was physically abusive. He was very unstable, and he was almost manic at times, actually. So he was...
Wow.
Yeah, can be very much off his rockers at times.
Yeah, no shit.
Unfortunately. Michelle claimed at one point during their marriage, Scott had held a gun to her head, and I'm assuming this is just part of one of his manic episodes that was going on.
Yeah.
So...
But Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He sounded like he was a very 0 to 100 man in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no kidding, yeah. Like, I'm mad at you, and here's a gun.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I'm thinking it could be due to the fact that he suffered from PTSD, though. That was caused from a tugboating accident that occurred during his job. So what happened was, it was sometime in 2007, while Scott was working one of his tugboat shifts, one of those giant, like, tow lines that they use to literally tow, like, those big giant cargo ships from the harbor.
Yeah.
It had snapped on the boat. And when it snapped, it flung off and knocked one of his younger coworkers, like, off the side of the boat.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Yeah. So imagine that giant cable and just swung out and just bam.
Boom. Like, chucked your ass off the side of the boat. Damn.
Yeah. And when the line, like, collided with her, though, it had instantly snapped her neck from the weight.
Ah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So obviously Scott was there. He saw everything that happened. He took action really quick to try and save her, but he ended up breaking his leg in the process.
Hey, but at least he tried.
Yeah, he really did try.
So that's all that matters, that he tried to save a life, and even though he broke his leg. Mm-hmm. Worth it.
Unfortunately, his coworker did die during the incident. I'm gonna assume it's either the fall killed her from the tugboat, or the line snapping her neck probably killed her.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did see everything happen. But since then, like, his coworkers claimed that he wasn't right since then. So he did get PTSD from that.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic, pretty sad. So I can see why, you know, this led to him having these issues. But anyways, so more problems did arise between Scott and Michelle, which did cause Michelle to file for divorce. You know, I understand. She said enough was enough at this point.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm assuming this was during the same year in 2007, or maybe a little bit later. They didn't specify exactly when she filed, and I'm assuming it's because this case is, like, in a sense, like, quote unquote, somewhat fresh or like recent, because it was quote unquote recently closed. So it's not like our other cases where it gives every bit of detail of when that stuff happened.
Every bit of detail, because it happened in like the 70s.
Yeah, so I didn't get really too much about that, but I'm assuming it's about the same year.
Yeah.
But anyways, once they filed, you know, there was a custody battle that did begin over their son. And because of this custody battle, this is probably what caused him to finally be pushed over the edge, because he truly did love his son. And he probably couldn't bear the fact of potentially losing full custody over him. Because, you know, unfortunately, that's what happens. Usually, fathers don't get that chance, or it is 50-50, and most of the time they don't go to the father. It's usually mom or 50-50. But yeah, he got really worried and paranoid about all that was going on.
Yeah.
Weeks before the massacre, Scott had stopped into the salon and threatened Michelle and the other employees' lives, saying that he was going to kill them all.
Jesus Christ.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he went from 0 to 100. I mean, his marriage was taken away from him. I mean, regardless of the fact that he was abusive in it, his marriage was taken away from him, and then also his son. So he really went. From what it sounds like, went to a manic episode. He's just gonna fuck. If I can't have it, you can't have it either.
Yeah, exactly. So he really started flipping his shit on it. But Michelle believed his threat, but the others at the salon kind of just laughed his threat off and didn't really take him seriously. And I mean, I don't really blame them, because they didn't know really who this man was. Like, they've only spent salon events with each other, like dinners, whatever, so they didn't really get to know exactly who he was, and they didn't know exactly what was going on, like I said, behind closed doors between the two, so they're not seeing his manic, crazy episodes.
Yeah, and like, okay, the guy just, okay, like, haha, get out. It could also be a coping mechanism. Maybe they're terrified. Like, haha, like, you're really gonna shoot me? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You go to jail. Please don't shoot me.
Yeah. So, with that being said, too, I think the only people that really knew what was going on were some of Michelle's, like, closer friends, and I think she had a couple, like, close friends that still were there with her at the salon, if I remember this correctly. And that some of them had even to one point offered her, like, to pay for protection, like bodyguards, and she was like, no, like, if we do something like this, it's gonna piss him off even more, so we can't.
Yeah, which it could escalate things. Yeah,
exactly. So, but I mean, with all that being said too, I don't think anyone could have really predicted what was actually gonna happen next. Yeah. So on October 12th, 2011, it was about 1:15 p.m., Scott came back into the salon wearing a bulletproof vest, and he was carrying 2 pistols and 1 revolver. About 20 people were in the salon at the time. When he walked in, he began open fire, and within minutes, people were already gunned down. within minutes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was just probably spraying as much as he can.
Mm-hmm. Witnesses claimed that his first victim was either his ex-wife, Michelle, or the salon owner, Randy. I'm having a hard time with last names, too. I think it's Randy Fannin. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he just rampaged through the salon, killing everyone he could on sight. And then the rest of the people that were in the salon either fled into the streets or into the surrounding neighborhoods. Because you kind of remember that area, right? Like,
yeah.
It's PCH.
Yeah. So PCH. It's, and then too, if it's on that downtown strip, if you go any to the right or to the left of that strip, it's all residential neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Like when I say it's in campers, when I say this Seal Beach is in a little beach town, it literally is that. Just a lot of little town.
Yeah, because I mean, going that way into PCH, like if say you're coming from like the Long Beach side, because you're PCH split or Pacific Coast Highway splits off, like going towards San Diego. You go from Long Beach, you go to Seal Beach, then you go to like Sunset area, which is even smaller, Sunset Beach, and then Huntington, and so on and so forth. That's when it starts getting bigger.
Which, off topic, but Sunset Beach is my favorite beach. It's so nice there.
Oh yeah, it's just as beautiful too.
Yeah.
So exactly what we were talking about, just the area. Oh, sorry, I lost my place. So there were 9 victims altogether. Out of all 9, only 1 survived.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah. So he shot 9 people. I think it was either 3 to 5 of them were critically injured. But then once they arrived at the hospital, they died on scene. Some of them were pronounced dead on sight, and then only one of them witnessed everything and survived.
That's a lot to live with.
So speaking about that victim, actually, the only survivor that was in the salon at the time, well, I should say literally the only survivor that was on the salon floor, because I actually just found out something a few minutes ago that I'll add in a minute to tidbit. But anyways, so yes, the only salon survivor on the salon floor at the time, her name was Hattie Stretz. She was shot, and she was shot into her, I guess when he aimed at her, he was trying to shoot her in the chest, but she kind of deflected and she got shot in the arm.
Yeah.
So she was shot, and then she proceeded to act dead on the floor. So
smart. So I think that's what anybody would do.
Yeah, she had to play possum, pretty much. She said, though, when she fell and was laying on the floor, she felt a body right next to her, and she realized it was Victoria Buzzo, which was her daughter's friend / coworker, another girl that worked in the salon. But when
she didn't make it, of course, but oh god,
she didn't. That was one of the victims that passed. But Hattie claims that she could hear Victoria literally taking her last breath right next to her.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like torture.
So besides the victims on the floor, the salon floor, there were actually a couple people that did barricade themselves into the salon bathroom. And I was going to tell you a little bit about that.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually found this out. Well, let me throw this in there too. It's also a personal experience in a sense, because my mom did know a few of these people. And I remember her telling me about it.
I never knew that.
What?
I said I never knew that.
Yeah, she knew a couple of the victims. She knew Victoria personally. She was talking to me about it a minute ago. And she said Victoria was very sweet, very kind, very, very different from a lot of the, OC people that are out here.
Yeah.
I think she said she had done her hair a couple times too. But yeah, she knew her personally. And then she knew another guy that worked there. His name is Gordon Gallego, and he was another stylist there for a while. And he actually got interviewed with LA Times And I wanted to read you actually a little bit of tidbit of his experience with it during this time.
Okay.
With the, that was everything that was going on at the same time. Gordon is kind of telling LA Times that he recognized Scott as soon as he walked into the salon that afternoon, and he headed towards the shampoo bowls at that time when he saw him coming in. At one of the shampoo bowls, Michelle was shampooing the hair of Christy Wilson, which is another salon employee, and he said that he heard Scott's blurt out, "This is what you wanted," or "This is how you wanted it," and that's when he started shooting everyone.
Goodness gracious.
So he said he saw Michelle and Christy gunned down in front of him. He said he grabbed one of his coworkers and they fled into the bathroom in the back of the salon, and they tried to hide behind the toilet. And he said all he heard was constant screaming and gunshots, literally right next to them, like right in the other room.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How fucking terrifying! I'm like my gut just got butterflies.
Yeah, and this is kind of where it threw me a little bit. He said that he heard Laura Elodie, which was another stylist there. She was banging on the door of the facial room, so I guess another room next to them, trying to escape. But then he heard her lean against the door of the bathroom where they were hiding. Like, I guess she maybe pressed herself against it, from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And all he heard was her saying, "You don't have to do this. Please don't kill me." And then he heard the sound of gunshots. And he even said, too, which I find kind of interesting, is that he also heard her kind of take her last breath and die.
Oh, God.
So he said after a few minutes, when the gunshots had faded and it seemed safe to come out, Gordon had testified that he tried to push the bathroom door open, but Laura's body was blocking it, so it forced him and his coworker to climb over the sink over her body.
Wow.
Yeah. He had told, I don't know if he told this story personally to my mom or my mom found out about this story, but yeah, I forgot about all this and I didn't realize it made it into the news, so I wanted to throw that in there as well, because it's interesting that I couldn't find it anywhere else. My mom had to do some digging again, maybe just because it's an old article, but yeah, this was another part that happened during that time as well.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not done.
That is intense.
He's not done either.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So that's Gordon's perspective, but let's jump back to where I was talking about, where he just
gunned everybody down.
Yeah. And so once he finished inside the salon floor, he stepped out into the parking lot, and that's where he actually shot his very last victim, and it was an older man just sitting in his truck. Yeah.
Poor guy. He had probably nothing to do with anything. Well,
No.
none of them really did.
They didn't, but
He
still.
just wanted revenge for his wife, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy. What the fuck?
So he took his last shot at someone, killed that poor old man sitting in his truck, and he got into his vehicle and then started driving back, took off onto Pacific Coast Highway. And as we mentioned, it's that street right off from the salon. And then he headed north, like towards San Diego, up towards Huntington Beach.
Okay.
So he took off, right? Police ended up responding pretty quickly to a call of a shooting at a local salon, which was them.
Yeah.
My throat's drying out, sorry.
There you go.
They were able to catch Scott only about, I think they said it was like a half a mile or a mile down Pacific Coast Highway, and arrested him on scene.
Damn, they were on it.
Oh, they were, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were on it. They got him fast.
Mm-hmm. They arrested him on scene because he was the only suspect at the time. So
Yeah. And it doesn't help that he's wearing a bulletproof vest and has guns on him.
Exactly. But as we know, that definitely was the only man anyway, so he was definitely the perpetrator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking, like, I wasn't exactly sure how they knew it was him or how they caught him. But I'm thinking maybe witnesses kind of saw around that area, because like we already mentioned, it's already a really busy area. It's a really busy strip mall. There's constantly traffic down there. Those businesses are constantly thriving. So someone had to hear something, or someone had to see something.
Yeah. I'm betting someone heard all the gunshots and people screaming.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, let me call the police. There's something going on here at the salon.
Yeah.
Thankfully, and then they caught him pretty soon. He didn't get away, thank God.
Yeah. And I think actually from that same article I was reading about Gordon's like testimony, or what he was talking about, his experience. I think they do talk about someone did witness it after all, now that I'm finally seeing it. It looks like, I think there's another little business next door, or in that same strip mall, so that person did witness it and did call the police. So there we go, actually, we just answered that.
Yeah.
So that's that. So I'm going to give you all the names of the victims and kind of what was going on during that time.
Okay.
So, as mentioned, we have Victoria Buzzo, 54 years old. She worked at the salon. We have David, I'm going to say C, because I really don't want to mess up his last name. 64. He was killed while sitting in his Land Rover Discovery parked outside the salon. As mentioned, he was the final victim and was shot through the front windshield and passenger window of his vehicle. He had been visiting the restaurant next door to the salon. Randy Lee Fannin, 62, the salon owner. My mom did know him as well. She kind of talked to me about him as well. She said that he was very, very nice man, very kind. She told me a lot of cool bits about these people. According to eyewitnesses, he was the first person to be shot. He reportedly said to the gunman, "Please don't do this. There's another way. Let's go outside and talk." And he gunned him down. Then we have Michelle Bass. She has two last names.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure.
47. She was a customer who was having their hair done styled at the salon. And then, as we know, Michelle, 48, worked as the hairstylist at the salon and was the shooter's ex-wife. Then we have Lucia Condas, 65, another customer who was having their hair styled at the salon. Laura Webb, 46, worked at the salon and was doing her mother's hair at the time of the incident. Her mother, Hattie, who I mentioned, the only survivor, who was shot and critically injured. Christy Wilson, 47, who worked at the salon. Wilson testified in a court custody hearing on behalf of Michelle the day before the shooting spree. So she was trying to help Michelle in their custody case.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is everyone, actually. So yes, Laura was the daughter of Hattie. Hattie originally thought the body next to her was her daughter, but ended up being Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So those were all the victims.
Okay.
So
what happens with him? I know the cops got a hold of him, but then I don't know what's next.
So it was actually announced only a few days later on October 14th of 2011 by one of the Orange County District Attorneys that Scott will be charged with, it's funny that you mentioned this in your last case, 8 counts of murder and also seek the death penalty.
Wow, how weird. We get these weird synchronicities.
I know.
It's so weird every time.
Yeah.
It's bizarro.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how we do it, but we do it somehow.
I don't know. Yeah, because we're best friends.
Yeah. In a I'm gonna fuck this up too. You might know the word. Affidavit? Affidavit? Yeah. That.
Yeah, and an affidavit, yeah.
Yeah, which is like, for those who don't know, like an official statement from like a perpetrator.
Yeah.
So from David, but he submitted to the police. He said that he shot his ex-wife multiple times on entering the salon, contradicting the views of eyewitnesses inside the salon who said that salon owner Randy Fannin was the first victim. David said that on the morning of the shooting, he had argued with his ex-wife over the phone, causing him to consider killing her. He also said that David C., an apparently random victim sitting in the parked car outside the salon, had been shot because he thought he was quote-unquote an off-duty or undercover police officer.
What? Oh my God. What a big eye roll.
Exactly.
And then too, there could be no reason why you'd have to kill someone. I mean, unless they're Hitler or they're like Ed Kemper or something. Like, because your wife left you because you're abusive and you have issues with your anger because you suffer from a form of PTSD, doesn't mean that you need to murder her because you're upset she divorced you and took the kid.
Yeah.
That's not... No, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
Exactly. I will never understand these kind of cases as to why people do the things they do, but you know what? That's why we are the sane people and they are the crazy ones.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, continuing on here. David's... Ooh, I'm gonna fuck this up too. All these big words.
David's what?
Arraignment?
Arraignment? Yeah.
Okay.
You said it right.
Okay, cool. Which is a formal reading of a criminal charging document in the presence of the defendant to inform them of their charges against them. In response to arraignment, the accused is to be expected to enter a plea. So,
okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, I feel so bad. All these big legal words can really just trip you up.
They really do.
Yeah. Affidavit, arraignment.
Sorry, ADHD, and I'm sick. And I'm on cold medicine, so... So during his arraignment, it took place on November 29th, 2011, which he did enter the plea of not guilty. Wow.
He's got some balls. The gun just shot themselves. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking on that one.
I was possessed by a demon.
don't even go there.
Yeah, devil made me do it. Okay.
So the original start date was supposed to be on March 25th of 2013, but it was postponed until November because a big old accusation, like case subsiding this, happened. I'm not going to get into it too much because it kind of takes away from this case itself.
Yeah.
Pretty much it affected his case because there were a lot of, let's say, fuck-ups with the justice system in a sense of prison informants and all that. I don't remember if you heard all those scandals, the prison scandals.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, during that time, yeah.
Exactly. So because of all that, it screwed with Scott's rights as being detained, so it actually pushed everything
back.
Yeah, like years.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
So was he out or was he in jail during all this?
So he was in jail during all this because he got.
He didn't make bail.
No, because they already knew that like I mentioned, like they were talking about these were going to be the counts against him, but they were now getting into it with the trials. But because of all the scandals that happened and he ended up being, I guess, somewhat involved in it, it fucked with his rights. So like
okay, so he just got pushed back.
Yeah.
So his trial just kept getting pushed back.
Exactly. So
damn. I mean, actually, no, not damn. Fuck yeah, keep his ass in jail longer.
Well, kind of damn too, though, because like these families are sitting and waiting for this man to be actually prosecuted and charged and really put away and find out, okay, is he gonna get the death penalty? Is he gonna get life? Like, what's gonna happen? We want this chapter of our lives to be closed.
Closed, yeah.
And so they're all just sitting in it. It sucks. Anyways, so I'm not really gonna get into that part too much. But he ended up putting a plea for actually guilty in, let's see, it was 2015, so definitely some years later. But then it got pushed more And it wasn't until August of 2017 that the judge finally was able to rule his sentencing.
Damn. All the way from 2011 to 2017, right?
Yes. That's why I was saying this is quote-unquote kind of fresh and kind of closed recently.
Kind of fresh, yeah.
Because it wasn't that long ago.
Damn.
But because of, like I said, the scandals and everything, they had to rule out the death penalty because, like I said, his rights were violated.
Yeah.
So during that time, I wasn't sure because, like I said a minute ago, I was talking to my mom about all this, and she knows all the personal details about it. I asked her, I was like, well, I thought California ruled out the death penalty a while ago, and she's like, no, during that time, we hadn't voted on it yet, so it was still technically around.
Wow.
Yeah, so it wasn't settled yet. So he could have, if they hadn't have messed up, if the justice system hadn't have messed up on their part, he probably could have gotten the death penalty.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty intense.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that is pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to give you the official charge yet, because a lot of stuff did happen during his last trial for sentencing. Okay. Family members of the victims literally filled the courtroom. They were ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready too. Mm-hmm. Shit.
And they were ready for themselves to be heard at this point.
Yeah, they do a what's it called? A victim statement?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So most of the families did have their piece with them. Not literally piece, like saying their piece, because they were all very pissed off and very upset. Especially, like I said, after all this time they've been waiting.
Yeah.
They all had very heart-wrenching and emotional statements towards him.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was intense watching those videos. I don't really I don't want to go into detail about them because it's kind of something you want to see on your own if you're interested. But one of them did really stand out to me. At one point, one of the family members was speaking to Scott about, how much they trusted him, how much, they spent time with him and knew him so personally, and, they did all these functions together. And he was one of the husbands of one of the wives that was shot and killed. So it was all very obviously personable, talking to this man that he thought he knew.
Yeah.
And as he's saying his case, Scott interrupted at one point, and he goes, "I'm so sorry, Josh." Everyone in that courtroom in unison was yelling at him, "Shut up and shut your mouth."
Oh yeah, I mean, like you have no right to speak, and you have no right to apologize. You did what you did because you were angry and pissed, and you had no remorse. If you were truly remorseful, you wouldn't have killed anybody. You just would have been pissed and went off to your room and cried about it.
Yeah.
But no, you decided to take this man's wife away and then have the audacity to be like, "I'm so sorry for your loss."
Yeah.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I thought he was pretty freaking ballsy to do something like that. I'm surprised he didn't get his ass beat right there by any of them.
Yeah, my ass would have dropped over those little pews and said, "Come on, bro, let's go. I'm going to jail with you now, motherfucker."
Yeah, seriously. Oh God, and just like the smug look on his face, like when he's talking to them too. Like you can tell he's beating himself up about it because he knew all these people personally too. But it's just something about him that was just so off-putting and so sickly. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
But after, all the families had their statement, he had his very last statement before his sentencing.
Yeah, of course.
And he did another formal apology and saying, he understands that any apology he gives isn't gonna, make it up or bring people back, and saying something like, something around, what was it? Like, there's no sentence that could be given that can, present as all the guilt or something that I feel inside, like trying to make himself God. Oh, woe is me, I feel horrible for what I did.
Yeah, no. I ain't gonna fly by, my guy.
No,
no, that's not okay.
Yeah,
what a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's
What a piece of shit.
it was brutal. That last trial was brutal. So, here we go with the sentencing.
Yes, sentence his ass. Let's get it.
So this is even more interesting of what you said on your last case, carrying on to that. Because this judge sentenced Scott to 8 terms of life imprisonment without parole. What did you say in your last case? Wasn't it the same goddamn thing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 8 counts.
Yep, he got the same exact thing.
First degree murder. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say if it was first degree murder or not, but 8 counts.
I'm pretty sure it's first degree because it was premeditated.
True. Yeah.
A second degree would be if it wasn't premeditated and he ended up murdering someone. But yeah, fucking piece of shit.
And it was interesting with the closing statement that the judge did say, and I'm going to quote it here because I thought it was really intense and it was really good. He said, on October 12, 2011, for some reason none of us here today will understand, the gates of hell flew open and you emerged as the face of evil in this community.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a statement.
Yeah. Intense. That whole day was super intense. So, yeah. So, yep, he convicted. He's gone. Bye-bye. Obviously, he's still in prison to this day. He's still in, I forgot what California prison it is. One of them over there. Who fucking cares, though?
No one's gonna go visit his ass. Shit.
It was just, it was unfortunate that it took so long to prosecute him, but, he's gone for fucking good. Bye. In 2015, though, even before all this, like halfway through it, they did build a memorial for him in Eisenhower Park in Seal Beach. Not for him, sorry, for the victims. I shouldn't.
I was gonna sound like for him.
No, sorry.
I was like,
for the victims. Fuck
victims,
him. Yeah. And you can actually still visit that memorial too, over in that park. And I think I know exactly where that park is too. Shit.
Yeah, I think I know where that's at as well. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, is there a memorial? Now, what happened to that salon? Is it closed down now?
So it did close for a couple months after that, and then reopened in, I think it's in November of 2012. So actually, maybe about a year. So that's about a year. Never mind. Now that I think about it. And they actually, the interesting part about it too, so all those surrounding cities really came together at that point, and to help, their sister community, where we are all communities all together on this.
Yeah.
And they raised, I think, over $400,000 for them to renovate the salon and give it that fresh opening, a fresh start.
Yeah, it needs it. Although I think as much as someone can renovate a place that had so much tragedy, it's still going to be the same place where all those murders happened.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a survivor of that, it's going to be hard to go back.
Exactly.
I can imagine.
I think my mom said that Gordon isn't there anymore. I think he left after that, which I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
And then a lot. Well, it's actually funny that I mentioned that too about the community-wise. My mom had mentioned when that happened that day. Word spread fast. It's like she was kind of telling me, like, Seal Beach is very much a place where it's based around a stylist community. She was like, if you could throw a rock and you hit a hair salon, practically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone was very tight in that community. Everyone was very close. So when that happened, the buzz went around very, very quickly. And she was talking to one of her close stylists and was like, what happened? Is everything okay? Do you know what's going on? And she was like, this happened. Here, hold on. Like, all these people are blowing up my phone too. Like, all, word spread fast, but it really showed how much everyone really got together during that time to
and cared about one another.
Exactly. So, yeah. So they did. Yes. So, sorry to go off of what you were saying. Yes, they did reopen the salon. They've been open since 2012. And I still drive by there a lot, and it's, it does have a different feel to it, but I still remember, like, back during that time, driving past it, seeing it closed, and seeing, if you look up pictures of Salon Meritage, you can see like the day or during that time that it happened, when people would stop by and put flowers, memorials, all that on the salon. And I remember too, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, because I was at a close high school during that time. It was my freshman year, and when we all heard about it, we couldn't believe it because of how close it kind of was. But we also found out too, one of the kids there, one of his moms was one of the victims.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Mm-hmm. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I can't remember the student's name. But...
Yeah, or which one was his mom. But yeah, he lost his mom during that. And so as a school, we were always very fucking dysfunctional. But I remember during that time is when we really came together for that moment. And I think we had a football game during that time. And, during halftime, you had the cheerleader shows and all that and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, during that halftime show, the cheerleaders came out and they did like a memorial thing for them. And I'm sure you remember the logo that was made, the We Love Seal Beach, the blue heart.
Yeah.
They brought that out and we did like a silent moment for all of them and everything. And it was like a time that we very much, you could just feel everything and how somber and sad that the whole community was. At school, everything. You remember all that too?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you weren't that far either.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah. Holy crap.
So that was.
So I wonder what happened to his kid. I mean, that's gotta suck. I mean, your mom's not only dead, but your dad killed your mom, and now he's in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really. I mean, I mainly just researched the case, so I don't know. I don't really know the whereabouts of the child spoken of.
The child.
Yes. Hopefully he's in better standing.
Rough for him too. Yeah, and that's gotta suck too growing up, because if people were to Google him and Google his last name, that might be something that pops up.
Yeah.
Is his father and what he did. And that's gotta suck, especially growing up too, because you can get a lot of really immature, stupid high schoolers or people in middle school that are gonna tease him like, "Oh, aren't you the son of a mass murderer?" That sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Already having that, in a sense, of a reputation on him.
Yeah, because his dad not only ruined his wife's life and the people that loved her and worked in that salon, but he also ruined his son's life, the one that he cared about the most. Because he wanted his son, he wanted that partial custody or full custody or whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And he just ruined that. And he ruined all sort of relationship connection he possibly could have had with his son. Because if it were me, I would not want anything to do with you. You killed my mom plus like 8 other people. What the fuck? No, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, piece of shit.
Exactly. I don't know. It's all bad. It's all bad, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just fucking sad.
Yeah, that was, you're no kidding. That was a somber ass case.
Told you it was gonna. I've been really wanting to talk about this one for a while, but I was waiting because I wanted to wait for a good time, I guess, for it. And I really wanted it to be heard in a sense, because this shit's real. We don't just talk about this shit sometimes just for funsies. Like, this is real life shit, and it does affect everyone in different ways. And we had to live through this one in a sense. It did affect our communities for a very long time.
Yeah. That's true.
So, yeah. Give y'all some life for a minute.
Goodness. So to break the somberness, you have a joke for us?
I kind of didn't want to do a joke on this one. I think I want to do like...
Okay, that's fine.
I want to do like a little quote.
A quote. Okay. Yeah. Insert an Irish jig.
I fucking died. What the fuck?
And I'm back from doing my Irish jig. But So what's the quote?
All right. My little inspirational quote to end this all is,
Okay.
life is too short to wake up with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Forget about those who don't believe. Everything happens for a reason. If you get the chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said life would be easy. They just promised it most likely will be worth it.
Wow. Yeah, that was a good quote. Damn, campers are hitting you with some like real life today.
Take it. Take it all.
Take it and apply it. Thank you, campers, for listening to this close to home true crime case for Devon and I. And yeah, thank you for listening. And if you would be so kind as to follow us on Instagram at
campinsomnia_podcast.
And you can also find our what in the description.
Our Linktree. And that Linktree will have all the links as to where we are and all the things.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you, campers, for listening. And thank you for all your support. And continue to share this podcast with your family and friends. And leave us a cool review on Apple Podcasts. And also, if you want to DM us and say that, you know, you love us or you're annoying, please do so.
I love that.
Thank you, campers. And good luck trying to sleep tonight.
Yes. Good luck and good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Top of the morning to you.